So hi guys, we're here and joined by Jo and Geoff from Coconut Greens. And Jo and Geoff are going to talk to us about how this brand got started and what's in Coconut Greens that makes it really beneficial and very enjoyable. So I'll hand it over and say hello to you both. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having us. We're really excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks, Tracy. Great.
Awesome. Now, guys, you've got an incredible backstory when it comes to Coconut Greens. Give us a bit of an insight.
Okay, so our journey started around about 8 years ago when Geoff was doing his second Ironman triathlon, and he was training really long hours, swimming, running, cycling, and he hit a wall. He was juggling full-time work, family, and the training, and he got really run down and really sick and ended up in hospital. So we really needed to look at what he was fueling his body with, how we were going to get him through this grueling training. So we started making smoothies from scratch because we knew that smoothies were a really great way to get nutrient-dense vitamins into your body really quickly and without feeling really full so you could still train. So we started making smoothies and they tasted terrible. I think I even put leek in one of the smoothies once.
Yeah, it was terrible. And I'm really fussy with food, so I was trying greens powders, and I just couldn't settle on something that I could actually take that was actually good for me. And so Jo was experimenting with lots of things, and then we hit a point where we're like, okay, we kind of know what we like now. Let's just have a go at trying to make it, and that's how Coconut Greens was born.
We saw that there was nothing out there in the market that was fully organic, and every tub that we bought of broccoli, spinach, kale, it was filling up our pantry, and it was really expensive. And every time that we were making smoothies, we had to use coconut water to sweeten it. So we put our heads together. So I'm a lab tech, and Geoff's been in
pharmaceuticals for most of my life.
Yeah. And so we just wanted something that didn't have 100 ingredients or a lot of ingredients, only had 10, and combined coconut water powder and was fully organic, and ticked all those boxes for people training, but also people who are a bit fussy with their food.
Yeah, fantastic. So what's in Coconut Greens? What's it made up of?
So we've got 10 ingredients. So we'll start with coconut water powder. Then we've got spirulina and chlorella, which are microalgae, help with detox, and they're a vegetable protein. Apple, which is great for the palate and for digestion. Then you've got all your B group vitamins, your
grass, wheatgrass, alfalfa, broccoli, kale,
and spinach. So 10 ingredients.
So talk to us about the benefits of taking Coconut Greens.
So when we were formulating, it's interesting you talk about the hydration with coconut water and that you're a fan of coconut water. When we started to formulate, I was taking coconut water because there'd just been a study run that showed that it was as effective as Gatorade in terms of your hydration because of all the natural electrolytes. So I think that's a great thing for performance athletes, but it's also fantastic just for day-to-day people that just want to actually have a healthy diet. But the greens, do you want to talk about the greens component?
Yeah, so when we were formulating, when we were looking at what we wanted to put in there, we wanted to make it look more like a farmer's market. So a list, so people understood what they were putting into their body. And as we said, we didn't want to put 80 to 100 ingredients that people didn't know. So one scoop is the equivalent of 8 to 10 serves of green veggies. So it's really high in antioxidants, really high in B group vitamins, iron, vitamin A, vitamin C. And so it really boosts your energy as well as hydrating you. But it also, with the spirulina and chlorella, they're vegetable proteins and microalgae, so they help you detox too. So less bloating, keep you regular.
And I think that's the thing that people notice straight away. The first thing you notice when you take it is that you basically feel straight away the effect on your gut. Like you actually notice it within a day. And, we actually say to people to start with half a scoop for that reason, and because it is a really, detoxing formula.
Great. So talk to us about, I guess, because you've got such a great following of customers, who are some of the customers that are using coconut greens?
Okay, so when we launched in 2015 at the Natural and Organic Super Show, we were launching with athletes in mind. Because we designed it while Geoff was doing his second Ironman triathlon and then he went on to do his third, we thought, yeah, this is straight for athletes. And not only did we find that when we launched at the show that athletes loved it, but everyday families, mums and dads with fussy eaters, or every regular person who just wants to exercise, do some Pilates, run a little bit, but often has no time to buy organic and keep their fridge stocked with organic. They were our customers.
That it really is for families often, where not necessarily just families, but families where they're trying to cater for a lot of variety of nutrition needs, but they'll always have a fussy eater that won't eat veggies, so it's anyone who really is trying to get veggies into their diet and increase it.
Fantastic. So is coconut greens safe for anyone to use?
Yeah, absolutely. It really is just a food supplement. When you boil it all down, there's no pharmaceutical, there's no synthetic product in there. What we suggest is we have a wide range of families that use it. We have children down to the age of 18 months, 2 years old. With those kids, they're usually just having it as part of a smoothie. So just like a teaspoon, small amount in a banana smoothie or whatever it is that they're trying to have. So there's really no restrictions on who can use it.
I've been using it and I absolutely love it. I've used it in smoothies. I've even made, a beautiful green working porridge, which I absolutely love. But I guess, what are some of the other ways that your customers use coconut greens?
And also we have a 26-page recipe ebook, which a lot of our customers show us that they've been using. So they put the coconut greens into bliss balls, so protein balls, into their porridge, their chia puddings. We've had customers sprinkle it just in their risotto after they've cooked their risotto. But for children who don't want to have the green veggies, they've snuck it in that way. What other ways have we
seen it sprinkled on popcorn? We've seen many smoothie recipes. Whenever we do tastings, we often take the bliss ball recipe along, and people want to buy those off us because they're so nice. They're in our recipe book. We're constantly saying, no, we don't manufacture those on a scale that we can sell them. But I think we've seen people put them into muffins, all sorts of things. Really, it's just like I said with porridge. Like just whatever you're doing, you can add it in, and because the taste doesn't take over, you just actually work out, well, what's the concentration right for you? Jo mentioned half a scoop in a smoothie. I think that gives you a great aesthetic. It doesn't go really dark green. It keeps it looking like the smoothie you'd pick up at a cafe, and I think people really love that.
So in terms of the taste, how would you explain to our viewers the taste of coconut greens?
So if customers have already tasted a Supergreens before, they're aware that they're really, really bitter normally. So often,
very earthy, really earthy is what people say when they're being flattering.
But when they taste our coconut greens, they're really, really surprised at the sweetness from the coconut that comes through and the clean, fresh taste that it has. It's really balances out the bitterness of the greens.
Totally. I would. And is there a favourite quote or mantra that you have?
So we've got, when we started this business, we wanted to give back to the wider community. So we really started with, we wanted to look after people's health. So your good health helps others because we donate. So every time someone purchases a tub of coconut greens, we donate 5 years vitamin A to children at risk of blindness in developing countries. So people can feel good about purchasing a tub of coconut greens.
Struggling. And we found that organisation that have some really great stuff online, and they do amazing work, and it's amazing how that small intervention makes the biggest difference. I've spent a lot of time looking at clinical data over my time. And when you look at the Vitamin Angel work, just by giving a child 5 years vitamin A, you reduce their chance of death and blindness by 23% for their lifetime. And if you go blind in the third world, you're in a world of pain.
What would be your number one health tip?
Start your day right. I think if you start well, like you said about having a scoop, just in water when you get up with, which is the kind of the automatic function, and it doesn't have to just be our product, but whatever you start your day with, you tend to carry on. And I think that it also tunes in your palate, that you're less likely to go and crave, chips or chocolate or other kinds of food when you start healthy. It's like, when you've had dessert, eating a grape afterwards kind of ends your desire and your want for that sort of sweet food. So I think starting your day right and getting in early is probably my number one, and thinking purposely about what that looks like for you.
What does it mean for Coconut Greens to be on a platform like Jo Life?
I think for us to collaborate with platforms like Jo Life it's a no-brainer. That platform of curated businesses that aren't big business but are passionate, that's where we're coming from, and we know that your customers are going, when they reach that site, it's all about health and wellness, and it's all about passion, and they're going to get the best products from really passionate people.
Yeah, I think you've created a great community where people can have that high trust that you've done the work to source great businesses to be part of your platform. And I think that's where everyone's busy, they don't have the time, and there's so much misinformation on the internet. To have a trusted sort of advisor that can help you with choosing some products that you want to integrate into your life is a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
And for us, we wanted to support that, so it's a fantastic partnership.
Love it. It's exactly why we've created Jo Life, and we are really happy to have Coconut Greens available to our customers. As I said, I love your product. I love the ingredients and all it stands for, and absolutely the passion that comes behind such a great product.